Is there any sugar that's good aside from stevia?
You know, every artificial sweetener
that's it.
that there is
Anything artificial is the word.
ends up being something that can clog your liver. They're associated with brain cancers, some of them, and they're just generally not optimal. If you look at the list of possible side effects, you know, if someone comes to see me and they have headaches, you know, I'm going to want to know, how many Diet Cokes do you drink in a day?
Exactly.
Yeah. So we're talking no more pastries or cakes or anything.
No, we're not talking that.
Oh.
You know what I would rather say, what's real, and I know this, the personal experience thing, is the minute you say don't do something, it's just going to be like, it's going to supercharge it, right? To want it. And
So
I would rather be talking about what you should be leaning toward for an ideal diet. So you want to hear about an ideal diet that could help you work your way out of diabetes and help you avoid it altogether?
Absolutely.
And help you take weight off if you want to? The ideal diet. You want to start with 5 to 9 servings of vegetables and fruit in a day. 5 to 9 servings. Even the American Heart Association, the American Cancer Society, even they say we need that much. Who comes close to that? You know, I have people think they're lucky if they get 1 or 2 in a day. 5 to 9 servings. A serving is a half of a cup, right?
Yeah.
So if you were going to get 9 servings of vegetables and fruit in a day, we're talking about 4.5 cups of organic matter. Your mouth is going to be very, very busy if you were getting that much. And you also kind of have to get busy with that early in the morning, like at your first meal, if you can train yourself to start thinking through a different lens. You do kind of have to take off the lens of the great American breakfast, because most American breakfast foods are kind of stupid.
Well, we've been conditioned for so many years with commercials as to what is a healthy breakfast. And when someone says, let's have some vegetables for breakfast, or let's have some, because can you combine, I should know this, but I don't. Can you combine vegetables and fruit?
You know, there are some systems of food combining that say no.
Yeah.
And in my system, some fruits can be combined.
I made a wonderful juice with carrots, celery, and apples, and then you got the apple with the carrot,
That's a great
celery.
combination. Yeah, throw in a little ginger.
Which is good for your stomach.
Well, I think we're ripe in our culture for some cookbooks and instruction on how to really
I can
eat
tell you,
healthy.
mixing vegetables and fruits is way better than having anything high fructose corn syrup.
Exactly.
How about eggs with them? Like I love scrambled eggs with zucchini.
It's a great way to do it. You know, and you can do a zucchini hash instead of potato hash, and you'd get, you know, it's 2 whole zucchinis gives 1 serving, and you're already halfway there for the day of vegetable servings. So anyway, back to 5 to 9 servings of vegetables and fruit in a day. Rule number 1.
5 to 9.
And the next is that you have to make sure that you get good, clean sources of protein in a day.
Protein. It's very important.
Yeah.
So what you want is about 60 grams a day. It's about 0.5 gram per pound that you are, and work backwards from there. But it's about 60 grams a day. So that's about 20 grams of protein, regularly spaced throughout the meal. That'll keep your blood sugar a lot happier.
Balanced.
So 20 grams of protein is about the size of your fist. Okay, so if you know what proteins are, like eggs and meat and beans and nuts and
Fish.
right, that it's about the size of your fist. So that's like 2 eggs, or that's 1 chicken breast, or 2 scoops of tuna, or 1 cup of lentils, or something like that, right? So if you're giving yourself the grounding of the protein and then the 5 to 9 servings of vegetables and fruit in a day, then you've got all these phytonutrients along with good protein source, and you're not making your insulin go up beyond into the danger
It's
zone.
not jumping around because you're staying
You're
balanced
stable.
and you've got energy.
And you also want to mix in with that you're having good fats. So you're having olive oil and nut oils. that sort of
Coconut
thing.
oils, another
Right.
one.
Then that brings up a point. When the low-fat diet came in, a lot of people got fat.
Yeah.
Fat does not make fat.
Well, you know
we
why?
need fat.
Fat does not make fat. Insulin makes fat.
Yeah.
Remember, insulin is the hormone that tells your body to store. And if you take fat out of something, you're upping the carbs by proportion. And of course, they're not fibrous carbs. They're simple carbs. And so you got, even with like low-fat yogurt, there's more, it becomes non-fat because they put more of the
so
simple
I don't do
carbs
the
in
low-fat
it.
stuff. And
you know,
it works for
we
me.
recommend that you're eating whole food, real food.
Real food.
Real
Alive,
food.
real
and what
food.
that means is that it has only a few ingredients, unless you're making it, and they're spices. You know, the more ingredients something has, the less likely it is that it's good for you.
Yeah.
And more likely that it's got high fructose corn syrup.
I'm
or something else.
amazed. When I read, I
Yeah.
can't believe it. We got some turkey breast, and I said to my husband, I said, look what you're eating. It had like 50 things in it.
Yeah.
Turkey breast.
Yeah.
Go figure.
I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you're craving sugar, your body's really craving protein.
Well,
Is that
not
true?
always. You might be magnesium deficient. And you know that there's a lot of magnesium in chocolate, for example. And you know, you might be magnesium deficient, and chocolate is the thing that makes you feel medicated.
How do you get magnesium deficient?
Well, there's a number of ways. One is you don't take enough of it in, like you're not getting enough dark leafy greens maybe, would be one.
I do pretty good with that.
Another is that, you know that coffee can block magnesium absorption?
Really?
Can tea, because I'm more of a tea drinker. Tea can too.
Yes.
Yeah, but the world out there is every day is getting 4 and 5 cups of coffee.
Oh, sure.
Also, do you sweat a lot? Do you sweat a lot of minerals out
I
when
do.
you're exercising?
Well, I do
and
sweat.
do you replace them?
Yeah.
Would be another thing. But actually, sugar leaches minerals out of your body. You know, that's another thing. And magnesium deficiency is not uncommon. In fact, that's one of the things I give people who are craving sugar, is to make sure that they're getting at least 400 milligrams of magnesium in a day.
I'm taking it now. I'm taking it.
You were saying something not long ago in a conversation with me about iodine salt. That I know they did some research over in China where they took all the iodine out of salt, and all of these people were getting very ill. I mean, it was a noticeably illness in children and adults without the iodine. And we've been taught over the years, back in the 60s and 70s, it was like, don't take iodine in salt. But now we're realizing it's very important to have iodine, right? And can you talk about iodine, salt, in a sense of the different types of salts, and also where else can we get iodine in food?
The foremost source of iodine in the diet is seaweed, sea vegetables.
Sea vegetables.
You know, the Asians have this down. They have sea vegetable salads daily even, and it's nori wrapped around sushi and things like that.
Yeah.
But you know, our primary source of it was through salt, and that's not happening as much anymore. And we're finding out that many Americans are deficient in iodine, and that, in fact, when you give people iodine, their thyroids start working better.
Is it just seaweed though? Is there something else we can?
Seaweed's the main place.
Oh, there's no.
There are other sources that have less of it, but seaweed's the main.
Is there like herbs that you can take that would be, you know,
Or a tea.
iodine-based that would be helpful, if in case you're not going to go out and buy seaweed? You know, I mean, is that
Well,
not on
actually,
my shopping list.
you can get organically bound mineral supplements that have iodine in them.
Yes.
And then there are some that are made in the lab that are great, and you know, it's good to take both iodine and iodide, because iodide is really good protection against breast cancer too.